Welcome back to the Mid-Year YouTube channel. Today's episode, we're continuing on the Tribute Split project. First, I went and fit the gutters, installed the gutters around the door openings, welded those in, blended all the welds. We put some paint on the Birdcage, and then I installed all the bonding strips on it to get it ready for fiberglass. So be sure to stick around. In the last Birdcage video, we finished all the structure on the car, got it all roughed in, and I removed the old gutters. So now it's time to come through here, remove this rust here, clean up the inside surface of this where the gutters were, so that way we can test fit our new gutters and drip rails in place. And I obviously have a little bit of grinding to do on all these welds. So it's a lot of busy work. So before we can start working on getting the new gutters installed, I had to work on getting some of these welds and repair areas blended in together. So I did some welding and grinding in here, and you can see this area turned out pretty nice. It's just real roughed out right now on 50, but you want to get all that repair work done before you get the gutters in. I did some work off camera to get these gutters to fit, and right now they're literally just laying in here. They're not clamped or clecoed in place, but I'm happy with that fitment. I had to shift this gutter on the driver's side back just a little bit. Now, so I had to do some trimming around the bottom of the windshield frame to get that one to fit. And now this one on this side is a little bit wide, so I'm gonna have to bias this one forward just a little bit, and we're talking 1/16 of an inch, not even an 1/8 of an inch, you know, just a little bit. We're shifting this one forward just to make this gap between the door a little tighter. But the whole goal here is just to make sure that you have a pretty uniform gap around here. Typically these seem to have a little bit wider of a gap here, and then along the front they're normally pretty tight. So now what I'm going to do is take this out, punch a bunch of holes in here so I can plug weld these, and along the front section in this area they pop rivet in place, and I've seen some that have spot welds and some that don't, so I may put a couple spot welds or plug welds at the bottom here, but majority of this is held on by pop rivets. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys off and get them prepped, and I'll also get these little guys prepped. I'll punch a couple holes in here where we will weld it. So I also need to punch a hole in this guy so I can plug weld this to this, and then I normally just run a weld across here and grind it smooth. They, I think, originally had a little bit of a seam there, but I just do that to smooth it up and just to make sure they're really bonded together really well. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these guys prepped, and then we can get them fixtured in for the last time and weld them in. So went and welded the gutters and drip rails in place on both the driver and the passenger side. I'm pretty happy with the way these guys turned out. Now I just have to do quite a bit of grinding to blend all this stuff in, just to get everything to flow real nice. But I think that's where we're gonna end it off with the Birdcage on the chassis. I'm gonna get my lift rig out. We're gonna pick this thing up and set it on jack stands so I can get in here, finish these tabs. That'll also help me tip it up so I can grind and treat these welds on the gutters a little easier. I also started removing some of the glue or the sealant that was here. It's pretty difficult stuff to work with. I found that it's just easier to heat it up a little bit with some fire, and then it gets a little softer, and then you can scrape it off. So I need to get the rest of that off on the passenger side. We need to treat the rust that's on the passenger side, dress all our welds, finish up any welds that we need to. Let's get some paint on this thing, and then we can start getting bonding strips on this to get it ready to reskin on all this new fiberglass. So I fogged some green paint on the Birdcage just to go over all the bare metal and just to make it look a little more uniform. And now it's time to install the bonding strips that we removed. So most of these will go right back into their original holes, but we did put a new windshield frame on this. So this front one we need to drill new holes for. And we also need to put a little bit of sealant between the Birdcage and the bonding strip, just along this area of the windshield. This back one doesn't really matter. We're mainly creating a vapor barrier just so like water can't get in through here and rot out the Birdcage between the two. And the same is true for this guy. So we also need to drill holes for these. So I'm going to clamp these guys in place, drill a bunch of holes. We'll put some sealant in there, and then we'll pop rivet all these in place. The only one that's different is this back guy. In these areas, it gets solid riveted. So I'll use the air hammer to do that, but everywhere else gets pop riveted. Then once we do that, we can start messing around with figuring out a firewall for this thing. So I have all the bonding strips installed on the car. I had to drill a couple holes here and there just to make stuff line up, but overall it went pretty well. Just put my glue in here. I tried to get all my pop rivets in place before I started pop riveting any of them. I just used them all as locators, clamped it in place to keep everything nice and tight, and worked my way around. Did the same thing across the back. And I wanted to get both the passenger and driver, the main part here, secured, and then I would work on finessing the centerpiece, and because I had to drill holes here, so those two kind of helped locate this guy in place, and I have these ones in place as well. So I'm just gonna let this glue dry up, and I think that's about where we're gonna wrap it up for this week. I wanted to try to mess around with the firewall, but I will save that for next week. So I guess we'll probably have to put this guy back on the chassis, pull this cross brace off, and then back here, hiding back here, I have two chunks of a driver firewall, and then I have a piece for a passenger. So between the two, we'll put one together, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna put on a dynamic Corvette smooth firewall kit. So we don't have to get this firewall perfect in terms of blending everything and getting it all real nice and smooth, because a lot of it's gonna get either covered or replaced. But we at least need to get these two chunks together. So we're gonna build that on the car. Then we're also gonna start fixing up this floor. And you can see that It has some burn marks in it. Some of this we're going to cut away for the custom floor, but I need to go back and fix some of these cracks and just clean everything up. So next week's going to be an itchy fiberglass week, so that'll be fun. So we're going to work on the floor and the firewall, and I'm pretty sure he has new rockers coming, fiberglass rockers coming for this from Dynamic. So we'll have to wait for those to come in before we can glue the car together. But hopefully at least next week we can get a lot of the rough-in fiberglass work done on the floor and the firewall, and then whenever those parts come, we can glue the whole cabin together and we can start gluing the roof, taillight panel, quarter panels, all that stuff on this car very soon and get the Roadster Shop chassis here. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot of work to do on this car. Now we're going to get into all the itchy fiberglass stuff, and it looks like it's coming together like something, but once we start to get the fiberglass on it, then it's really going to look like a car pretty quick. So I'm excited to see that come together. So if you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I have a lot of work to do. So I'll catch you guys later. And also, if you didn't know, I have a website where you can go buy quality merchandise like the shirt I'm wearing, and I'll put the link down here below. So be sure to check that out and get yourself a Mid-Year Mitch t-shirt.